we're going to locations where sometimes tens of thousands of people are rumored to have died there, or really dark things happened in. So you could almost sense that dark energy there too. It kind of takes a lot out of you sometimes.
It does. It's taxing on your body. It really is.
Haunted Michigan. Terrifying tales.
Hey guys, Meltdown here along with Chris and Jasko. These guys are YouTubers, social media paranormal investigators, and just thrill seekers, I suppose. They're going to be at Eloise as we record this tonight in Westland. Now, you guys, first of all, tell me where you guys are from.
I'm from Clayville, New York.
Yep, Syracuse, New York area.
Okay, so you guys are from Mid-State New York, because, I just heard you guys were in Utica.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's home. That's where I grew up.
Yeah, Mid-State New York is so beautiful.
Oh, this time of year is literally the best time to be there.
Yeah, people come from all over the country to see the views, the Adirondacks. It's a beautiful place, honestly.
Yeah, I grew up in Western New York, so I would go to, like, Watkins Glen and stuff, and down by the Finger Lakes and stuff all the time.
Just as nice right now. It's so good.
Yeah. And what I really want to do, and maybe you guys have done this, and some of my friends on Facebook have made me jealous. They're actually like in Salem. You guys get out that way? Salem, Massachusetts?
Not often.
No? Have you been there?
Yeah. This time of the year especially, it's crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You should go.
Yeah, I went 2 years ago with my ex. It was a blast. Had so much fun.
So you were just touristing, or were you investigating?
Just touristing.
Okay.
But we did all the spooky stuff, and it was just weird. It was really weird with that many people around, just activity like in the daytime.
Right, exactly. So just briefly, tell me both of you guys how you guys got into this line of work.
We both worked at Best Buy, actually, and one day we decided to pick up a camera, and we did this as a hobby beforehand, and then kind of just transitioned into, I guess, a full-time job now, career, and it's just what we do. So.
Yeah, and so I've watched some of your videos and stuff, and obviously it's pretty wild. Some of the stuff you guys, especially down in, is it Indiana?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Indiana State Sanatorium is one of the places we go a lot.
So how do you get permission to like go in some of these places?
That one, I mean, we lucky enough to know the owners, but I mean, you could rent that place. It's available for public investigations, private investigations, daytime tours. Highly recommend it.
Every single night it's available.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, earlier I sent you a DM on Twitter, and actually I got this shirt that says on a funeral portrait. That's the band I was with when we heard that.
No way.
And it's like, look, I'm not going to sit here and spout out about like how many times I've seen, but that particular one was like kind of insane. Like I was there and I heard that like clear as day, and I grabbed the guy next to me who's the singer of this band because I thought it was the other group. Well, and then when we messaged the other group right away, they were upstairs.
It's like, how was your night leading up to that? Like, was it active or was it quiet and then you had like one really crazy?
Well, I mean, as far as that night was concerned, it was that was around 9:30, so it was getting just a little bit dark. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there wasn't a whole lot going on, but some of the instruments they used were kind of, which I'm always a little skeptical of, anyways. But I heard that, and that was crazy.
Yeah, when you hear it with your ears, it's totally different than playing back on a video camera. It kind of shakes you up a little bit, doesn't it? Like it's.
Yeah, because at first I thought someone's just goofing on us.
Yeah, 100%.
And then there's like nobody out in the hallway, and we're like, where did that come from?
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Yeah, how do you even explain that? Do you have any idea what it could have been? Or?
No, I mean, as I sit here right now, I have no idea. But I'm not the only person that's heard and seen crazy stuff at Eloise, where you guys are going to be tonight.
Oh boy. Yeah, how exciting. I don't really know anything about like the history. Like we kind of wanted to go into this blind because we feel like sometimes you get better activity, or maybe just it's just better to go in open-minded. Yeah. Not expecting something to happen, not expecting a scream or a door to slam,
Or also you look back at your responses throughout the night and then see if it correlates with the actual history of the location. And that's pretty cool too.
Absolutely.
So. Yeah. Well, that was the third time I'd ever been in there in like an investigative type way, and nothing really happened before that. And you'll get like lights going on and off and different things like that. You know what I'm saying, like flashlights and whatnot.
Yep.
But this was the actual first time ever in my life I've ever heard something like that.
Yeah. No, I've had a few, not a lot, but a few like that. And again, you kind of go home and like you're laying in bed at night after, you're like someone here with me now? Like you wonder, is it gonna happen again? It makes you a little paranoid about just your everyday life.
Now, what was the craziest stuff that you guys experienced? I know that place you were talking about in Indiana. Is that the craziest?
That's the place. Yeah. That one night in particular. Yeah. We went up to the second floor. We were the only people on the property. Yep. Gates are locked shut, and this is a huge location. And we finally made it up to the second floor. We left some cameras on the first floor. And we hear the loudest sound I've ever heard. But when we look back at the footage, the front door slammed shut. No wind outside. It was.
And we tried replicating it. We went down the next day, opened both doors to see how they open and close. And like it would take a human a lot of force to actually do what it did. So I mean, I've never like ran screaming out of a location and not like went back the following night. Yeah. We were done at like 12 o'clock at night. We were just like, we're good.
And then didn't you go back?
We've been back since, but we took a few weeks off. We were like, we're gonna go watch some TV and just be normal people for a little bit.
So how many places have you guys investigated, do you think?
Probably
close to 100.
Yeah, say 50 to 100.
Yeah.
Probably.
And then as you start investigating, you start meeting this community of people, right?
Amazing people.
Yeah.
Incredible. Because it's so hard to find like where we live people who have the same interests as us. But when we come out to this side of the country out here, well, we live on the East Coast, but out here, everyone's so open to it. You know, people are very like passionate about it, more passionate than us sometimes.
Yeah, you hear everyone's experiences, personal experiences. It's so cool to hear that because you could correlate in a way or connect with them that sort of sense. So.
Back home, people think we're like crazy people or something, you know?
I mean, in reality, we are kind of just talking to the air when you really look at the big scheme of things. But I don't know, sometimes the coincidences, the responses are just too good.
Now, by the way, congratulations on your engagement. I saw on your Instagram there. So what does your fiance think of all this?
Okay. I remember I went to the Warrens Museum where they hold the real Annabelle doll.
Oh, yeah. No kidding. That's in Florida?
That's actually in Connecticut.
I'm not sure. I've never been to that one.
Yeah, I believe it's in Connecticut.
Okay.
And I came home that night, and I woke up because she was opening my eyelids to make sure I wasn't possessed, like looking at my pupils. She doesn't like it too much. She won't participate in it, but she obviously respects what we do, and you know she
supports it.
She's like, say prayers before you come home. And
for sure. Yep.
Have you ever had something follow you back?
I do think so. Definitely had some weird instances, especially with my dog. We'd wake up in the middle of the night, and she's staring at the corner of the room, like growling. She never does that.
No kidding.
Tiny dog. I know tiny dogs are more vicious sometimes, but
no, she's not vicious at all.
That freaked me out.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, there's plenty of times where I literally like lay in bed and I have to like put the blanket over my head and like put some music on because I just feel like you're being watched and you start hearing little things. And as a grown adult, I'm like, am I really like being like this right now? Like, I question everything. It's crazy. But
yeah, I always thought that there was like, and I still think that there's like this fine line between trying to stir stuff up and trying to investigate. You know what I'm saying?
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like to live comfortably in my home, so I'm not the person who's gonna push like crazy. He does sometimes a little bit, and I'm kind of like, you can tame it down a little if you wanted, but I guess that makes the activity better sometimes. It depends where you go.
Depends.
So how much footage do you guys? I mean, first of all, you guys gonna record tonight? Anything?
We have a 10 a.m. flight, so we're thinking about it. But if we have time and we're not too tired,
we might come back another night though for a full-on investigation. I think that'd be
do a whole night because we would love to actually get to see and explore the whole building.
And how much stuff, like, you know, look, when you see like Steve Shippey from Travel Channel, you know, he's got that Hell House stuff, and I don't know if you ever saw it, but some of the footage they gathered there was like kind of incredible.
Insane.
But obviously they're gathering hours and hours and hours of footage. So how much stuff do you tend to get?
I mean, like when we go into a full like 6-7 hour night, we'll probably film 3-4 hours of it because we do like to take breaks and kind of just go to the gas station and kind of just clear your mind for a little bit because it gets intense, it gets heavy. You probably know.
Yeah.
Some places are just like, I need to step out and. So.
It's not like we're going to any ordinary haunted location. We're going to locations where sometimes tens of thousands of people are rumored to have died there, or really dark things happened in. So you could almost sense that dark energy there too. It kind of takes a lot out of you sometimes.
It does. It's taxing on your body. It really is.
Well, it's funny. You guys said it's your first time in Michigan because there's a lot of stuff around here.
Yes.
Like down in Monroe, there's battlefields down there where they say a lot of craziness happened. Obviously, a place like Eloise, Fort Wayne down in Detroit is another place that comes up. And a lot of people I talk to in this community all talk about the Whitney downtown, which is a restaurant.
Okay.
And it's like, and they all talk about it. Like that's one of the places that everyone seems to think there's really something going on.
Okay. I've never heard of that. Is that somewhere we could go like investigate sometime? Like, do they rent it out or is it?
Yeah,
just...
they actually have a bar. My friend was just telling me the other day they have the ghost bar on the 3rd floor because they kind of welcome people like that.
No way. I would love to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, maybe if you wanted to like go sometime, maybe we could all go or something.
Yeah, next time you guys come in. So you're heading out tomorrow at 10. You guys have a lot of places you're going this fall, I take it.
Yeah. Well, we're planning actually a trip to Japan where we want to do the certain forest there. I don't want to say it. I don't know if you can say it, but there's some haunted forests in Japan. We're talking about doing more West Coast, possibly Florida, Robert the Doll stuff.
Yeah.
Lighthouses.
Yes, okay. That's the thing I'm thinking about in Florida because I was just down there, earlier in the year and they had the Robert the Doll. So what do you know about that?
Honestly, not much.
No?
We have friends that have just gone, right? Kalani just went.
Yeah, they're saying it's probably more haunted than the Annabelle doll.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't
see it.
I don't love dolls, but I mean, we've had so much good feedback again. We listen to our community. If they tell us to go somewhere, we try to make it happen. And Eloise has been on our radar for over a year.
Long time.
Yeah, so you've obviously, like you say, you're kind of going in a little bit blind, but you obviously know a little bit about it.
Yeah, a little bit.
I know nothing.
Really?
Legitimately nothing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I want
it's
to
an
get
asylum.
there and then see. Yeah, it's an asylum.
People have died, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, good luck with everything tonight. I mean, like I said, I've been there 3 times. You know, sometimes, like I said, the instruments and all that stuff, they go off and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay.
What is like your typical instruments you use for?
Well, first of all, I'm just a radio DJ.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if you were
No, I just tag along with people.
Gotcha. Okay.
And, they're using all the meters and you know, the whole things. And, I
gotcha. Yeah,
and some of it, like I said, I'm a little skeptical of. But
we are too. You said it earlier. We'd kind of like to go in almost like raw, just kind of use your body as an instrument. What do you hear? What do you feel? What do you smell?
Yeah, what do you guys, I know that you guys use spirit boxes and stuff, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on all that kind of stuff?
I initially thought there's no way that this could work. But sometimes the responses you get, I don't know how it does it.
Yeah.
It'll give you the names of actual people who have passed there, how they passed there. I don't know if it's just the craziest RNG, but it's amazing how it works.
I always joke with them. I'm like, I'm pretty sure somebody's sitting behind a keyboard somewhere listening to us and typing the answers out so we can carry on with our story we're trying to tell, because it's insane sometimes, the accuracy.
And then at Eloise, they actually have places where water therapy took place.
Really?
And they got bathtubs. And I've sat in there before. Not me personally, but I've watched people sit there, and they put the headphones on. What's it? The Estes method?
Yeah.
And they've done that, and they've gotten names and different things like that.
I'll give it a shot.
We need to come back, when we actually, because tonight's going to be a fun night, but we're not going to have time to really investigate ourselves. I think we need to come back really
we'll
soon.
feel it out tonight first.
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
Maybe try to come back in a few weeks.
All right, well, give me some stories here, because we're talking about this stuff. So give me some stories about being touched, perhaps, maybe anything like that.
Man, there's so many. I'm trying to think. I hate to go back to ISS, Indiana State Sanatorium, but
that's the place where you guys keep going back to.
People love it.
Yeah. Oh, we love the owners. The location's so big, it's hard to cover it all in one night.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
You've been physically touched there?
Yes, I have a few months ago. I've never really had I hate to say I was scratched, but I was, I guess you could say, marked by something. He was there with me. Our friend Amber from Amber's Spirit World was there. That was really scary.
What about you, Jasko?
I mean, I'd probably say there too. Very similar instance. The one night where I threw up, just became all white in the face, and just came out.
No kidding.
Wasn't sick. There's nothing wrong with me. It just happened. And then we flew someone out who was also a fan of the channel. His name is Dave, and he came to our last event there. And within a span of an hour, he was scratched on the neck and then threw up on the same area that I did. Strange. I
Just
don't know.
Weird coincidence.
Area there is dark.
No, 100%.
Yeah, you can feel a heaviness there, like you say.
100%.
Yeah.
I got a nosebleed one time at the Bel Air House in Ohio. That really freaked me out.
At which house?
The Bel Air House.
Bel Air
in
House.
Bel Air, Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird because it happened within the first hour I was there, and the owner, Kristen, called the local police officer to come in because he was there the night before and he got a nosebleed in the house. So that just freaked me out because I was like, I understand people get nosebleeds. It's cold outside, but 2 in 1 week is kind of weird.
Yeah. Do you guys ever visit that house? What's the place in Kansas? There's that one house. They say it's one of the most haunted houses in America.
The Sally House?
Is it the Sally House?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been there?
No.
It's on our list. We have a Kansas map. We're looking at some locations.
Yeah. I heard that place is pretty crazy. But it is cool going into some of these older places with so much history,
Yes.
There was a place here not too and out by where I live, it was called the Southline Hotel, and it was built in the 1860s or something like that. Well, anyways, they used to get all sorts of activity there, and not even from investigators, just from people that worked there at night, and there'd be craziness going on and the whole thing. Yeah. And the place burned down, and they rebuilt it, and it's gone.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody says
quiet.
anything. They'd say before, the air dryers are going by themselves. There was clearly a man that was taunting and haunting this woman that was a cleaner there, and she ended up quitting. Damn. And she came back and she got scratched, and when they were investigating it, and it was all sorts of nutso stuff going on.
It's insane. And not to take away from that place, but it makes me wonder about Bobby Mackey's Music Hall. Do you know what that place is?
Where's that?
That's in Kentucky, right?
Kentucky.
That place is very very well known for like demonic possession, and it's getting torn down as well and getting rebuilt. So just thinking about, is it going to be the same when they rebuild it? This is a kind of a question in theory we have because
there was actual exorcisms that happened on that property, so people are speculating
like
what's going to happen.
Yeah, is it still going to be haunted? Is there going to be activity there?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Somebody speculated that the reason the Southline Hotel is not that haunted anymore is because they have older pictures up in there, and some people think that the older pictures kind of keep the spirits happy.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Did
you ever hear that?
I haven't, but no, that's...
Yeah. I mean, maybe it makes them feel like they're at home.
Yeah.
You never know.
Comfortable. Their legacy's still there and left behind and not forgotten about.
Yeah. And so when you guys go out in this thing, you guys are just by yourselves, right?
Yeah, just me and him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was watching your videos. I'm like, there's no big TV crew or nothing.
Well, it's kind of hard to find people to go with us.
Yeah, people think we're crazy back home. They really do. No one wants to do this. We ask everyone. They're like, we're good.
But you know what? The more people you get sometimes, you might miss something. Because it's like, was that Joe back there breathing, or is that something,
Yeah, and it's hard to, because we do events. We'll host events with, our friends Lisa, Avery, and them. And when you have a big group of 10, 20 people, I just feel like you don't ever get the same activity that you would get.
Right.
Footsteps, people moving around, people breathing. So you miss things.
Yeah.
And when it's just us two.
Sometimes the best things we capture, too, is when the cameras are off.
Always.
Makes me angry. But
always.
It always happens like that.
Yes. Literally this year a couple times with us.
Yeah.
And how many times, Chris, are you like watching the footage back and see something or hear something and dude, like, 'cause obviously it's some of the stuff you just miss when you're there.
Oh, no, all the time. All the time. Yeah. And we love going through our YouTube comments because people will leave timestamps. Like, did you see that orb? See that shadow figure? Yeah. And I'm like, no. And then you see it and I'm like, I'm never going back there again.
Ever.
It's crazy.
Orbs are another thing that I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm buying it.
Yeah. That's one thing.
Is it dust? Is it a bug?
Yeah.
I've seen some orbs though that like change shape and like actually look like people. And then I'm like, okay, I don't. That looks like an actual like ghost.
Now, will you guys tonight go through the actual haunted house part?
I think we're gonna have to.
Probably. We should do it at least.
See, now
once.
I don't like that stuff.
I know. Me neither. I'm so bad.
Getting
at that.
grabbed and like scared.
I don't like that.
I just start laughing. I'm just like, I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
I've talked to the people there, and you'll probably be able to talk to them later. But there's been some crazy stuff that's happened in that actual haunted house.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that people have crazy experiences in like the scary house part of it.
Yeah, shadow figures and stuff. And the one girl said she was frozen for like 30 seconds or something. I don't know.
Can you imagine working that and having to deal with that every night? Like,
Man,
I'm good.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, it's a lot.
So what time you guys there from tonight?
7 to 11, and then we're actually going to be going live on TikTok around midnight from 12 to 1 for the Eloise Asylum TikTok page. So
I was going to offer to take you guys to see Smile tonight, but it might have to be the next trip. So
man,
Comes out today, right? Tonight.
how's it?
yeah, it comes out today.
We do like a really late night, like 2. It would be fun. We need to come back. We've been talking about it.
Well, I'm glad you guys came in. Enjoy Michigan. Enjoy Eloise tonight. And we'll look forward to hearing your travels and see what comes up in the future with you guys. And hopefully when you come back here, maybe we can get you guys out to the Whitney or something and down to Fort Wayne. I've never been to Fort Wayne. Have you been to Fort Wayne? You've heard about it. Yeah, so that's kind of nuts. So that's another place that's down by the river, and it is obviously like a military installment.
Yeah, no, I would absolutely love to go.
Yeah,
like,
anytime.
just let us know, get a hold of us. I mean, we do this for a full-time job. We're very, very blessed in that aspect. So if you guys ever want us to come out and do some ghost hunting, let us know.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to meet you.
It's a
Thanks for
blast.
having us.